Writing a number in scientific notation allows you to take a number, let's say like this number right here, that has lots of zeros in it, and you can write it in a shorter form. Or you could take a number that's got a lot of zeros in it that's a really small number, and you can rewrite it in a shorter form so you're not writing a ton of zeros. So to go from a number that's in standard form or just a normal number to scientific notation, what you do is if you're to look at this number right here, you try to place the decimal place in a spot so you make a number that is greater than 1 but less than 10. So in this number right here, if I placed a decimal in between the 4 and the 8, then I would have 4.826. So I'm going to write 4.826 times 10, and I'm going to put it to the power of something. What I need to figure out is how many decimal places away this new decimal is from the original. So from my new decimal, I would have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spots to the left to bring it to its original place. So I'm going to have 4.826 times 10 to the negative 6th, because I had to move it from the new spot to the original spot 6 spots to the left. So I have 4.826 times 10 to the negative 6th. If I had a number that was much bigger, like this one right here, same idea. I'm going to find a spot where I could put a decimal to make a number that is greater than 1 but less than 10. That would be right here, and I would have 5.82. I don't need to write 5.820. I'm trying to get rid of rewriting zeros. So it's 5.82 times 10 to the power of, and I need to figure out how many places I would need to move my new decimal to where it was originally. Now this number didn't have an original decimal, but really it's on the end here, this decimal in red. And so let's take my new decimal in blue here. I would have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 spots to the right. Because I'm moving it to the right, it is going to be a positive exponent. And since I moved it 12 spots to the right, it's going to be a positive 12. So that's how you go from standard notation to scientific notation. If you wanted to go from scientific notation to standard notation, let's say you had a number like 7.8 times 10 to the 4th power. What you can do is kind of rewrite. It's almost like doing this process I showed you before backwards. I'm going to write 7.8, and since my exponent is positive here, I'm going to move my decimal 4 spots to the right to figure out where the new decimal would be. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And all these places that I moved past are going to fill in with zeros. And so what I have is 78,000. That's my new number. Now if this 4 were negative, I would do the same process, but I would move it to the left. Okay, so that is how you go from standard notation to scientific, and then scientific to standard notation.